First paycheck of 2025. You guys know, a new month, new payday. Not only that, but a new year gets me super excited for my finances. So we had our first paycheck this week. We made our first mortgage payment. So I'm going to show you guys my whole spread, my budget, show you exactly what we did this payday. It's going to look a little bit different than even my monthly budget that I posted earlier this week, just because some of those numbers are an estimate and then some of these numbers are an actual. Honestly, some of these numbers are still an estimate because we haven't officially got our electric bill yet. We haven't officially got our gas bill yet. So I am estimating those two things. And then of course our second paycheck, where it's going to be my first check with part-time hours, that is also going to be an estimate. And we're going to just try to get it as close as we can. And I'm going to show you what we're looking like. I'm also going to show you everything that we spent so far this month. I asked you guys in the last video if you guys wanted to see that, and some people said they did. So we'll show you what we've been doing so far this month. My income, if you guys remember, I had estimated $3,800 for our income. It actually ended up just being $4,000. That is with both of us working full time. And then also my husband had worked a couple holidays in that pay period. So it just happened to be a little bit more, which is awesome, which is amazing. We love that. But what I decided to do with that extra $200 is actually buy some things that we've been needing, miscellaneous items around the house that we've kind of just been putting off. So we actually spent about $200 worth of household items, but it's stuff that we need. So I'm actually going to highlight those. Since we already have the money for that, I know that we don't need to come up with that money like out of our paychecks or anything. Also, I did put the $500 aside that I had planned for sinking funds with this check. So I put $250 towards car maintenance and $250 towards home maintenance, which in our car maintenance sinking fund, we already had about $120 in there. So now it's sitting at about $370. I will say we did buy our tires from Amazon and it had it shipped to the local place for them to put it on and mount it and everything. You pay everything through Amazon, and they did withdraw the money for the actual tires, but they still haven't withdrawn the money for the actual service, like getting it mounted. And I'm just like, I don't know when they're gonna do that. They've been put on the car maybe 3 weeks, honestly. I don't know, but the money's sitting there waiting to pay for it once they decide to charge. Aside from the cost of that, which is like $100 to get it mounted per tire, that leaves us with what I just put in there, which is the $270. So honestly, that money's basically already gone because we've already spent money this month on car stuff, such as this $250 or $220 for Firestone. That was us getting a lifetime alignment for our sedan. It was like maybe $110 or $120 for a one-time alignment, $220 for the lifetime alignment, which to me it was just like a no-brainer because you're going to eventually need another alignment. And then we did just get an oil change 3 days ago on the same car. So that right there is about $270. Money comes and money goes away, guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and also highlight this because that money is also sitting and waiting. I'm actually going to change the color. That's some of the stuff that we spent so far. $9.99. That is our extra storage. We have a family plan with me and my husband that was already accounted for in our bills. And then all of our expenses here have already been put aside into our high-yield savings account to pay it later on this month or at the end of this month. We did pay our mortgage payments a couple of days ago. That wasn't due until February 1st, but we do pay everything ahead of time. Everything that we've paid or either put the money aside for, I am going to just highlight that. So I already know that's taken care of, but things that are subject to change or that I haven't officially paid yet, I'm going to put in bold just so I know we're still waiting on that, basically. As always, if you guys need some place to do your budget, this is linked to the description in my Etsy shop. This is what I use every single time. One thing I did change with our spending money, I know in the last video I had put $400, but then I realized that the first paycheck of the month is going to be normal and regular, so I really don't need to account for spending money because I usually don't. It goes from my paycheck to a completely separate account than all of this. So I didn't need to really account for that this first paycheck, but the second paycheck I am going to account for that and say, hey, you know, spending money, also need to plan for that just because of things being uncertain with this being my first part-time paycheck. At the end of this month, I will have a better idea of how things will be moving forward. All of this is included in our bill money. So I'm going to go ahead and put that as a different color as well, so I know that that is also nothing that I need to worry about. Only thing that we have on our credit cards, which the outer two are our credit cards. The middle one is our debit card spending for the month. So I know that this $7, this $15, and this $25 is really all that we need to like pay back right now, we do have, like I said, the $200 that we put aside bi-weekly in a separate account for spending money. I'm going to use some of that $200 to pay this Cracker Barrel that we did spend yesterday. That was me and my youngest went out to eat. I'm going to use that money towards that. The $15 was actually what I used to buy vitamins for my kid. I actually showed that on the first video of the year. And then one other thing, syrup. It's adding it up in the bottom corner. So it says $47. This credit that you see here, negative $51, that's when I had returned the truck that we got my son for Christmas because it's already messing up. Said I was going to buy him a new truck. I was looking on Amazon trying to figure out the best truck to get him. I wanted to get something that was really similar to what I got him already just because he loved it so much. I think I need to be really intentional this weekend with getting that done. Honestly, that truck that I had gotten originally was kind of expensive, so I think I could get away with not spending $50 on it, maybe spending a little bit less. This is what we spent on our debit card so far. This month, my husband did get gas and then also apparently went inside to get a snack. Wendy's, Chipotle, Kroger, and Wendy's again. So today is Friday and we're expecting to get some snow this weekend. I would love to just stay inside, not really go anywhere whenever it's going to be a snowstorm. I almost never willingly drive. I only really do that these days if I have to, or my husband only if he's going to work. So I'm not really expecting to go anywhere. It's supposed to be starting anywhere from now until overnight into tomorrow morning. So yeah, aside from that, we were able to use this paycheck to just go ahead and put everything aside with the sinking funds, which was an amazing feeling. Also, that reminds me, I called our homeowners insurance today because with all the devastating things going on with California, I've been seeing things on social media like call your homeowners insurance and make sure that basically what all you're covered for, just it's a good thing to know. So I definitely challenge you guys to do that as well. I wanted to spread the word. I know not everyone lives in California or is impacted by the devastating things going on, but I do know that I did see some things like on the news where people were saying that their fire insurance was like canceled and stuff like that. And I can't really say as to what exactly happened, but some people were saying that it wasn't that it was canceled, but it was that they didn't let them renew their policy. So I did want to call them and understand. I also got them to send me some stuff via email with what, so I can have in writing, like what we're covered for what scenario. I wanted to ask them, you know, natural disasters and things that are like accidents, you know, those are both covered. They did confirm things like that. So for sure, check with your insurance just so you can have that peace of mind and know what you're covered for. The rest of the month, estimations for paychecks. Like I said, we're still estimating $2,700. I did account for spending money with the next paycheck. That would leave us with $2,500. $2,000 I'm expecting to send to the mortgage as an additional mortgage payment. $500 I am putting aside over here in our high yield savings account to let that sit. If we have something come up, for example, a car repair. As I said earlier, our car repair sinking fund is kind of depleted right now. So I'll have this $500 sitting there in the event that something does come up. But if nothing comes up, I will use that money to help us reach our goals in February for an additional mortgage payment if we don't bring enough income to send as much as we're wanting to send, basically. That does still leave us with $220 of our other income that we get from YouTube, TikTok, my Etsy shop. Most likely it's going to be going towards sinking funds again because saving money is so important. Speaking of TikTok, they're having the hearing, or I guess the Supreme Court, in order to try to get some type of extension or something. I don't know if by the time I film this video, if we'll have an answer on if TikTok is officially going away on the 19th. We will see. But aside from that, I don't make a whole lot of money on TikTok, so it's not going to change my world. I know that it definitely is going to impact a lot of people if that does indeed happen. My heart definitely goes out to those people. Either way, TikTok has provided some income, especially a couple of months where I had a video do pretty well. If I had to estimate off the top of my head how much I've made on TikTok, I would probably guess maybe $2,000. So it's been helpful. It's been income. I don't know what the secret sauce is this day and age because I'm averaging like $60 a month probably lately, as of like October probably. So money at the end of the day that's coming in, but just not a whole big change for me. And I've kind of, ever since there's been talks about the ban, I've been kind of just more so focused on other things. But yeah, tell me what you guys think about the TikTok ban. How do you guys feel about it? And I will see you in the next video.